let's play with this brush. This is a dagger brush. We're going to just see how it works. This is kind of a big one. I haven't tried this one yet. We shall see how it works. This is never been used. So I'm just going to do my little thing here and see how it works. Ooh, well, it's pretty responsive. Very nice. And now I'm just going to put a little blue. Yeah, very nice. It has a nice, this one's a Princeton Aqua Elite dagger, and it's 3/8 of an inch, so it's not quite half an inch. And it's got a little different hair than the other one, but I'll show that one as well. Again, very interesting how a dagger brush works. It kind of has this interesting tip. So that's the first leaf. Now I'm going to try it with this one. I'll put this one over here. And now this one is a 1/4 inch, and it's the Neptune. It's a different kind of hair. And this one is going, I'm going to use the same, I'm going to do it the same way. And I'm just going to try it this way. And it's got, this hair is a lot softer. A lot more, just a softer hair. Huh. Different. So each brush has its own personality. Unique in their own way. Put a little purple in here, just like that. I like the way these come to a really nice, super sharp point. And it gives you a lot more expressive line than a regular brush, like a round brush. These have much nicer lines. I can see I can get really nice, super nice lines. Kind of grasses, and can get some really nice fine lines with the dagger brushes. Okay, now I'm going to add some details to my little sketch. Maybe do some shadowing first, just a little bit of shadow. And this, I'm just going to stay with my dagger brush, just because I want to see how much, if I can do this whole thing using the dagger brush. I'll try a little bit of this. This blue is it's actually, it's called cobalt teal, and it's a really nice opaque color, so it kind of adds a lot of pop to your painting. This cobalt teal is nice as an accent color, or I don't think I'd mix it with other colors because it is very opaque, but it is a beautiful color. I'm just going to throw a little bit of magenta and just drop it in just to darken the stem a little. And I'm going to leave some of the leaves lighter, more faded, because they need to be in the background or in the foreground, just as a difference in the having some lights and darks, and try to have some contrast. I think I'll try putting some cobalt teal in this and see what happens. See if it spreads or if it just sits there. Looks like it spreads a little. You can see how opaque that color is. Some metallics would have been really nice right now, but I don't have any metallics right here. But I'm going to just shadow this one a little bit with just a little, maybe some more purple and maybe a mixture of this blue and purple, and I'm just going to add a little bit of maybe on this one. a little darker than I wanted, but I do know that watercolors dry a little bit, much lighter actually. I'd say, I'm not really sure the percentage, but watercolors do dry somewhat lighter than the original when you put them down. So always keep that in mind when you're painting, because you'll notice that your colors are much more saturated when they're wet and just nicely dry, nice and light. So that's why it might be good to go a little bolder than you think you will. Just a little bit more. It's always good to go in while it's wet too. You can get some beautiful things happening, and I love what's happening with the cobalt teal. I'm just gonna kind of bring some interest to these little lined areas here. Maybe another. Just leave that like that and let this kind of be more prominent right in this section. But working with just one brush, like a limited, something, with a limited tools, it really gives you, kind of makes you stretch your creative muscle a little bit to try different things. Sometimes even working with a really limited palette, maybe just maybe 3 colors on the same color range, like all blues or all oranges or all reds. I think that would be a really interesting thing to do, just to kind of pop that teal in there and see how that goes. It kind of helps just to kind of try limiting yourself with colors and tools. I know for me, sometimes I get a little overwhelmed with too many colors, and I can kind of bog myself down that way. So there, I'm just going to leave it like that and wait for it to dry and see what happens.